Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today is December 26th, which means I didn't get to film a video yesterday, so this video is going up the same day and I have less than 3 hours to upload this for you guys. So you guys read the title, let's not drag this out, stay tuned. Alright, check out the spot, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. This is what we got going on today. I think it's a great backdrop for the video, and I'm about to give you guys the 5 mistakes people do when they buy an IS350. All right, so mistake number 1, which is the rims. On the two ISs, these rims are notorious for flaking and chipping, so you got to keep an eye out for that. When I got this car, I did notice it, but it was my first car purchase, so I didn't even know how much it would cost to get these like powder coated. Shout out to Alloy Wheel Repairs. They're a local shop around here where I live, and they were willing to powder coat these rims in exchange for a video that I created for them, and they look great. They did such an incredible job, and that roughly the estimated cost for that is like $175 per rim. So you gotta take a look out at that, just because two ISs are notorious for that. If you find ones in mint condition that don't have any damage to the rims, then you're in really good luck. But most of them, if you pay attention to any rims, especially if you live up here, up in the northeast area, these are going to be flaking. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're going out to get a 2IS. Account for the cost of how much it's going to cost you to actually powder coat these or repair them, and then deduct that. Around $175 per rim, quote around your area, depends on where you live. Might be cheaper, might be more, but that's the first common mistake that people overlook. The second mistake people overlook is the timing cover seal, and this is a repair or reseal that can cost around $3,000 to $5,000. So it is pricey, and it's not. I personally don't think it's worth it for a used car, especially at 10 years old. But the good thing is, since this engine is bulletproof, it's not too big of a deal. It just becomes a bigger problem if it's already a bigger issue. The thing you got to look for in the engine bay is oil leaks or oil mess everywhere. And if that is the case, get them to repair it, because it is expensive. But it's an issue because you have to drop the engine, or there's just so much parts you have to remove if you don't drop it, that it's not the easiest thing to access. So it costs a lot and it takes a lot of time to get done. So keep that in mind when you do it. I didn't know about this. Just make sure there's no oil residue all over the engine bay. At number 3, a lot of people are going to say this is such a common thing to look out for, but I didn't know, so I'm going to put this in the video. Check that all your tires are the same size and the same brand. When I got my car, I knew it was an all-wheel drive, but I didn't know it needed staggered tires. And the back were a whole different brand, a different size, and I didn't pay attention to that. So double check that they're all the same size if it's an all-wheel drive system, and preferably all the same brand. The place I got it from probably wasn't the best spot, but it was the only IS350 in the entire state that I had been looking for over a year. Just keep that in mind. Luckily, like I said, this car is a really good car, so even if you make mistakes, the car will still take care of you. Just make sure that you double check the tires. At number 4, if you live anywhere up north, make sure that there's no rust underneath the car. I didn't know also about the structure of the vehicle from the undercarriage until I had to actually jack up my car. So I'm just going to show you guys what to look out for to make sure that the person before you didn't do a bad job at that.
This is what you don't want to see. The previous owner obviously didn't know where to jack up the car and put it at the wrong spot. And when they jacked it up, they completely crushed this section right here. Take a look out for this, because obviously this isn't as bad, but it could be worse. It could go straight through and you could have a hole. So just double check that when you go around. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. This, on the other hand, is what it's supposed to look like, and obviously is not supposed to be a jack point. But just keep that in mind when you're checking your car. If it's used, make sure that the person before you didn't do the wrong thing. And finally, number 5, this isn't a commonly overlooked mistake, but it is something that I need to point out if you don't know about it. It's a sticky dash. It's just such a common problem for the 2IS, where the dashboard begins to melt and stick. And Lexus did extend this for a repair, but by the time you guys see this, the warranty has way passed. So keep an eye out for that, because if it is a problem, it is pricey to fix and it's not easy to do. This also applies for the door panels as well. So just make sure when you touch this that it's not sticky, that it's not chipped, it's not like peeling. You just gotta make sure that the dash is in mint condition. Luckily, this car was the first thing I checked when I saw the photos, and it was part of the reason why I pulled the trigger on it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. As you guys know, we're trying to get to 2K by 2025. There's only a couple days left, so if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, join while we're small. Today was a shorter video, but I'm filming and editing this on the same day just for you guys, and I'll see you guys on Sunday.